How I got my start writing? I've always wanted to do it. Honestly, I remember when I was little learning how to read, and my mom explained where books come from, that there's someone who invents the stories and that's where they come from, and I was just captivated by the whole thing. I just thought that was amazing. I said, "Oh, I want to do that." And so I've always wanted to do it. So in high school, I was, newspaper editor and doing that kind of thing, and majored in creative writing in college, and have just been doing it ever since. So I'm a book editor now, and getting my own writing career going. And yeah, I visit schools a lot and libraries and talk to aspiring writers. And you hear this a lot, and I heard this when I was young, and I wish I had listened better. But really, the two most important things you can do is write a lot and read a lot. Because writing a novel in particular is a very complicated thing. There's a lot you have to know how to do. It's very intricate. It's an advanced writing skill. And so it takes a lot of practice. And so I try to encourage young writers, don't be discouraged. Don't feel like you need to, if you were a pianist and learning how to play piano, you wouldn't be discouraged if you couldn't play Mozart the first time you sat down. So just keep practicing and just keep doing it, and you will learn the more you write. And then you have to read too, so that you're better able to tell if your writing is any good, what you need to improve on. So those are the two most important things, and to just don't give up, keep going. Gift of the Phoenix is a fantasy adventure. A lot of reviewers are comparing it to Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Aragon, that kind of thing. And so the phoenix, every time it regenerates, it takes its ash, rolls it into an egg, and delivers it to this secret society of witches and wizards, and they use the ash in all their magic. One time something goes wrong, and they find out someone's going to try to steal the magic of the phoenix for themselves, so they have to try to defend it. And that kicks off this kind of series of adventures as they try to figure out who's after the phoenix and why. And there's a lot of mystery, a lot of adventure. There's a little bit of romance, although that's kind of a subplot. And it's just a really fun story. I came to fantasy late in life, actually. I didn't read fantasy when I was younger. I didn't write it in college. I chose my college based on the writing program, and I was very classically trained. We wrote a lot of literature. And so it wasn't until the Harry Potter craze was about halfway through. I'm always late to any craze you can imagine. I'm late to the game. So there were 2 movies out, 4 books out, and I finally said, what's the deal with the Harry Potter kid? Watched the first couple of movies, fell in love, read the next 4 books, first 4 books, fell in love, and that really kind of reignited my passion for writing and storytelling that I had when I was younger. Because even though my writing program was good in terms of what I learned technically, it kind of stifled my enthusiasm for writing. And so I didn't write a whole lot after I graduated college. And Harry Potter really brought me back to what I originally loved about it, which was to tell a fun story. Storytelling is fun. And with fantasy, there is no limit to what you can do. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I've always loved the myth of the phoenix. There's a lot of different variations on the myth around the world. So I kind of created my own mythology, and it is so much fun to play with. I wrote this as a standalone, so it doesn't leave you hanging. It's not like I've got a 10-book series you have to wait the next 30 years for. It's all going to be encapsulated in this, but I left some doors open for myself in case I wanted to play in this world some more, and I did, and I've written another book, and it's supposed to be out later this year. I just have so much fun with it. So yeah, I enjoy it.